first word that comes to mind?
Strong.
Oh, that's so creative.
That's a negroni.
So cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Welcome to another episode of After Work
Cheers.
Drinks.
Thank you for having
This
us.
time, the two powerhouse CCOs, Chief Creative Officers. So Mark Elwood from Leo and Vicki Maguire. Thank you so much for letting me stalk you for a little bit.
Yeah, I've honestly, if I'm going to get stalked, then
love
you are the person to do it. So
Thanks,
thank you.
mate. So welcome to our cosy sofa. I have to tell you both, and I'm going to admit it now at the start, I was quite intimidated to have creatives on.
Mm-hmm.
I've focused for 2 years on account handlers, and now I've popped in a few strategists.
Yeah.
And I was really nervous. And I don't know if it's like a hangover from being an account person back in the bad old days. It could be.
Yeah.
But I guess the first question I maybe want to ask is, do you think you guys are intimidating as a department?
Oh, it's a banger of a first
Sorry,
question,
mate.
isn't it? I think it was a very old school mentality
Yes.
to be intimidating as a department. So you talk about it being like a departmental thing. I think creativity was put on a pedestal at
Yes. Yeah.
early agencies. You know, when I worked at Avonby, because it was on the 7th floor, it was the highest floor in the building. Do you know what I mean? And everybody was on there. And I think that's changed. I think there's part of a creative's job is to put their ideas out there for yaying or naying. Someone's going to shoot them, or someone's got to buy them. You guys have a say in the fight, you know, strategists, account people, clients, everybody. And I think if there's passion behind that to keep them on the table, that can tip over sometimes. And I don't think that's right. And I'm not advocating for it at all. I think it's much more of a team sport than it's ever been. You know, account handling, strategy, you know, every function of our agency is there in service to sell the work and to get the work through. And I think that's changed a bit. But if you're having an argument about the work and it's not about the people, then that's a good thing, I think.
It's all about the work.
But it is a team sport.
Both of you are so approachable, so forgive me for asking this question, but back in the day when creators weren't so approachable, you guys have lived through the old days and you're in the new days where everybody is trying to work together and have respect for each other. Was it hard to change, or did you see a shift? Was there a certain moment where everything shifted, or do you think we've just got better at working together?
I think every time you, Vix probably feels the same way, but you learn from that.
Yeah.
You learn as much of what not to do from people as what to do.
Yeah, I totally agree.
From people. So when, you know, one of the experiences I had, I was at an agency that will remain nameless for 6 months. And I genuinely, after 10 minutes of being that agency, I realised I was in completely the wrong place, because it was run by someone that was pretty tyrannical. And I didn't agree with anything really they did creatively, but the way they treated people was awful. So, I left. And it was a really good learning curve in what you don't want to do if you're lucky enough to find yourself in a leadership position.
100%. I mean, you tried to work with the best, but my God, you learned from the worst.
Your job title is Chief Creative Officer. Can you tell me what you do?
Part of my job is just trying to understand our clients' business problems better than anybody in the building, apart from the rest of the C-suite. And if I can understand their business problems and what their commercial objectives are, and really take that on board and understand the tone of the brand and how that brand wants to communicate, and really stick to that without ever going, oh, I love that idea, but it's not on tone. So we can do that. Understand that. Then that's the big layer of the job, and then you are measuring the work against that from the department and keeping everybody on brand and keeping everybody on tone and making sure that you're hitting that business problem, that commercial objective that they need to grow. And then the other side of it is, difficult, because I've just come from a shoot. I was on a shoot last week. You're still in the weeds of the work. I think there's certain agencies where you're not, and that's great. And I get that. And it can tip over sometimes where I'm too much in the work, but I love the work. So you're kind of, you know, a bit damned if you do, damned if you don't, because you still want to be as close to the work as you possibly can. I don't think that's the same in a lot of agencies, but that's the way it is at Leo. But understanding the business.
I think the best way that I've heard it described is from the guys at Mischief, which is like, you know, the role of a CCO is to create a safe environment for brave ideas to thrive. And you're dealing with other people's money, and they're scared. You know, we've got a lot of clients that are like, there's a lot of pressure on them now. Every single penny has to be accounted for. And I would rather build up the trust with my client where they will listen to me rather than wholly and solely listening to research, say. Because I think we can just together, it's like properly, you know, hand-holding, we can start to get their brands out of their boxes into culture and into minds and hearts, like you said.
Right. I think trust's a great word.
So let's go back to creative reviews. So when you think about creative reviews now, how do you run them? You've said you run big creative reviews. I'd love to hear a bit more about that. But also, how would you like other departments to respond? Like, what would be the dream? And don't just say nod along and say,
no, I think it's always built, you know, creatives are fragile people as well. Do you know what I mean? But like I was going back to, it's a team sport. It's nothing should be wrong in early creative reviews unless it is wildly wrong. But try and find the good in it and build on it. I think as long as you're building, it's good. Like a lot of the time you might get to see a manifesto and the idea is on line 4 of that.
Yeah.
Not in what's written, but it's actually in there somewhere and you're going, no, the whole thing's wildly wrong. But blimey, what you've written on that line is the idea.
Got you.
So it's spotting the gems, but building is the right thing to do. You know, we've become, particularly with clients as well, you know, you can sit on a call with 5 clients, say, and everybody has a go at what's wrong or right with the idea. And that's lovely in one way, because of course, clients should learn how to feedback and do that stuff, and it's great. But you can end up in I don't know what, you've loved it, you haven't, you've said that about it, oh, that's wrong, it's wildly on tone, it's wildly off, it's not right, it is. It's like, so clarity coming out of those reviews is what I always try and strive for, is like, build on those 3 things, or we've got one great thing, let's chase it down. You know, how do we do that? So trying to get to clarity and trying to keep the energy up.
I wish someone had said that to me in a creative review. It's like, it's such a privilege to sit here and listen to ideas, enjoy it, feel the energy, feel the love in the room for each and every idea, and have fun with it. Like, I wish someone had said that to me 20 years ago.
It's really easy for someone to say, does it work in 6 seconds though? You know, we've got 6-second ads now, and you go, well, nothing really works in 6 seconds. You know, you can say, just do it. That's it. But if someone's bringing that to the party when you're looking at what could be an amazing business transformational idea, that kind of sucks the joy out of it.
I mean, that's right. I think, like I say, I like doing big reviews. I like it. I like the teams working on the piece of business in the room. I have ambition sessions on every brief. So everybody knows strats, account people, you know, creative producers, or, you know, however we're running it, we're all in a room with the creators at the same time. And we go through that brief and we decide, even sometimes with a client, just go, right, this is our ambition for this. We want to look at the work by the end of the day. And if it doesn't do this, it doesn't work. Right. So we know where we're going. Right. Then the deal with our clients, you know, verbally is, you know what? We're probably going to get it really, really wrong, but we'll get it right next time. You know what I mean? We'll get it wrong quickly because we're playing now. We're playing and we're stretching. So nothing's a bad idea.
Yeah.
And then you come into that room and somebody just might have a picture. And somebody just might have a 4-page manifesto, which are basically like the baggy knickers of advertising now, because they can hold everything. And the client might fall in love with it. Of course they're going to fall in love with it because they're puff pieces. Oh, can we not just put this on with the voiceover? Yeah, I know you were going to say that, but that's why we're not going to do it. And so you play. You have to have an embrace of space where people can play. And the best people I've ever seen that with is I remember walking in when I was at Wieden & Kennedy, walking into my first review.
Yeah.
I got all of the biggies in there and I was shitting myself. And I remember, and I've told him this, Ben sharing an idea. And I was like, that's the shittiest thing I've ever fucking heard. And then somebody went, whoa, that's a bit crap, innit? And then it just broke. Everybody's just laughing and just riffing off this really bad idea. And that was like, thank you. You've now created a safe space to play.
Got you.
And that's what we do.
Not including campaigns either of you have produced. What's your favourite piece of work from the last 12 months, and tell me why?
I think the Columbia work is outstanding. It's just funny, scale. Like, I love anything that feels big.
Yeah.
It's unexpected from that brand.
100%.
I haven't seen anything from a fashion brand that's good for years as well.
And humorous.
And funny. Yeah, it's great.
The Museum of London is coming out of that ridiculous building that nobody could ever get into on London Wall.
Yeah.
And is moving to Smithfield Market. I think Uncommon had the brief to do a rebranding for it.
Yeah, the pigeons.
And they've rebranded Pigeons.
Mm.
And I'm like, oh my God, where can that go? And I just absolutely love the idea of taking something so common and British and London and just using that as a marker.
Have you ever been, that's a good example of being incredibly jealous of a piece of work.
Of loads of things.
Yeah, all the time.
Big Chicken. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
That was fucking amazing. Number one, to work on brands that people have seen. Work on a legacy brand doesn't usually bear fruit creatively until you come out swinging.
Thank you.
Like big fucking, I loved that. And to make it look effortless and make it look like the brand is having a good time on your behalf. Macca's, KFC do that really, really well. But also knowing the things behind it, the machine behind it I just love those things.
Well, I've got to thank you for the Sweaty Betty campaign.
Oh, bless!
Wear the damn shorts, because as a woman who grew up in the age of a waif,
Yep.
at 45, I wore my first pair of shorts since the age of 16. Which I think everybody's quite
feel
shocked.
good?
It felt amazing.
Right.
I mean, every wobble as I walked down the street felt brilliant.
Yeah. And that campaign was done literally on 2 bob and a fag. That was directed by 2 of my creators, all female crew. Most of the legs that you will see on there are Sweaty Betty customers.
Right, guys, I'm going on to final questions because we've got too much gold in here for like a
Gosh.
10-minute conversation. What's the best piece of advice you've ever been given?
I think going back to the Peter Suter quote, which was, when he did pull the department together and say, go out, I think you do need that perspective a lot of the time. You need to put it down. You need to put work down to get out there and really consume what's around so you can make ideas better. I think that's a really good bit of advice. And then the other one I had was when I showed Rich Flinton when I was going to Fallon, who I loved, I showed him all my work and was talking about all of the awards that it won at that time, or that was in D&AD and that did that. And he just went, yeah, did any of it work? And it changed my view of advertising forever. And I was lucky enough to get a job at Fallon. So, after that, kind of awards became a very back seat and work became about work that works. And that's all the only question I've ever asked. So 2 things really.
I think mine was, again, from Paul Smith, which was stop trying to draw and write your ideas down instead. And just basically, which is just find a channel for the ideas that are in it. I don't mind what I look at. If there's something in it, I hope that I will see it and then be able to help that team, that person bring that idea to life.
Tell me something you want to achieve professionally in the next 12 months.
Not get fired.
Nice.
It's like, that's been my mantra since I was about 16.
Have you got a career plan?
No.
No, it's so funny, isn't it?
That's mine. I've just said it.
I know this.
It's like genuinely.
There is a bit.
That's only been the ever the plan.
I think that is why your work is so unexpected and so like big hitting, because there is a bit of us that always goes, fuck it, if this is the one I go out on, this is the one I go out on. So you always approach the piece of work like this could be the last. Never mind, right, come and do it.
Let's have a swig at this.
Yeah, it's brilliant. And I think you can see it, and that comes across as confidence.
Yeah,
and you can see it in the work.
What's something you want to achieve professionally in the next 12 months?
I've been reading, when I have been reading, did it in a night. I've been reading Rick Rubin, and he talks about a third act.
Ooh.
I know.
Oh, that's tasty.
It's really tasty.
Yeah,
I'm debating where I am and what I do next. I'm not ready to go shopping for succulents in a garden centre yet. And there's a bit of me that goes, okay, should we, with the industry in the turmoil that it is, which I'm actually really enjoying, do you go out like a Roman fucking candle and just do something? But I don't know yet. I don't know.
Third act's good.
Is it? I like that. I like chapters though as well.
Yeah, I do.
Just chapters, because I don't think there have to be three. I don't think there has to be a third act necessarily. I think it has to be just enjoy the chapter. And I think the chapter you're enjoying right now is not knowing.
We shall see. But yeah, I'd change, bring it on.
I like that because I'm always a bit like, do I like change? I'm not sure. Like I still haven't quite figured it out. I want to love it.
Yeah.
But I don't know if my personality does actually like it. And I think it's because I've got a lot of shit going on.
Yeah.
And so I think just another bit of change just throws me into a weird space. But I want to feel optimistic about change.
You can make peace with change because you know it's always going to happen. Yeah. In every part of our lives. It's like, I've just been hurtling through the menopause. Fuck me. If you want to talk about change, chasing a word around your brain because you can't remember what it was, but you remember your phone number from your parents' house 40 years ago. Hello. Seriously. So, every single part of your life is affected. And I just think you just have to, there's no point in nibbling around the edges. You just have to dive right in.
And I think that's the perfect place to end, you lot. I'm the worst host because I haven't refilled your glass.
No, you're absolutely great. That's golden. Well done, Vic. That was the
joy. And not intimidating, might I say.
Oh, that's good.